Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby? I'm not no African. Nigga, you a lying motherfucker. This nigga talking about we African. You African, nigga.
Long live past.
Yeah.
How you saw?
These are my memoirs. Light up a cigar, smoke up the memories as I sit and dust them off. Why do people say it's just to piss you off? Ignore them, no call button and then dress too par. Now they can't test the guards, had to defy the odds. It only get tougher back then, we thought times was hard. Told them don't write me off, told them don't type at all. To all the ones that gave up, this a reply to y'all. That wavy haired kid that you knew, been on a tear since. The cries was lower than the laughter now that I'm hearing. The praise for staying committed to something they played with. It was always about us, it's never about who's your favorite. Took my insecurities and made my future more secure. The way we moving, it's like we really been here before. The proof is in the progress from the year before. Furthermore, we wanted to further things more. They took another route, so what you think we kings for? No angel ever said, yo, who these wings for? Ain't no champion ever said, who these rings for? So don't question what God doing, who you live for. Start accepting who you are and what you do it for. Doing less, doing more, it's really either or. Meet them halfway when one close, here go another door. Here go your dreams, what you running for? Head full of steam, cause you want it, huh? But it's in your genes, you was born a star.
Yeah, damn, we done came far. The blessings soon pay off. I don't get a day off. Feel like the playoffs, they like, when y'all gon' take off? Dale got laid off, now we focused on trademarks. We just making hits after hits, no aid off. Now they wanna eat off the same plate that I ate off. They really be brainwashed, I sold them for trade-offs. Listen to these verses, these are thoughts that I brainstorm. People do me wrong, but nowadays I just pray for them. I've been under pressure, you can't tell cause I stay calm. Hiding peace and quiet, all I hear is the rain falls. Now all I see is green like my name was Draymond. ISO the brand and you know we gon' rain on. Shout out to the fans from the jump that stayed on. Rolling every hour of the day till the pain gone.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far away I come from.
I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense, but nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion, we probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Hey now, yes, the voice is still hoarse. I'm here, I'm alive. Got a cold, and I'm taking medicine. But I said, fuck it, I'm going to go live any damn way. I'm just going to take my time. But I have to. Because this shit is always get out of hand. It's like every fucking season. These motherfuckers jump up with the court paperwork. This time they're using the court's paperwork, but with their rhetoric. The more shit, I'm telling you. Just because you fill out paperwork in the district court using their forms does not mean that shit is not cap. It is a joke in the court. It is well understood by FBI and the courts, and they're oftentimes ignored. That self-law shit is bullshit. I'm telling you. It's funny. It's stupid as hell. It's by uneducated. It's being taught by uneducated motherfuckers in the community. Chicks and niggas. The shit is not stand or have a leg to stand on in no federal court, no state court. I'm telling you. And we're going Ali Muhammad already told you. He used the same rhetoric. And he told you that they were in error. And he came on live and told you and showed you step by step how they were the first ones to start that bullshit. Even in court. All that bullshit. It's bullshit. And I'm telling you, if the FBI puts up work and information on how they come to you online, that means they're already aware of the bullshit and it don't work in court. They are lying to you when they're telling you, oh, I'm not filing a lawsuit, I'm filing a claim. Tell them motherfuckers to show you any granted remedy checks from claims. Talking about, oh, we don't go in the courtroom. We go in another little room. Okay, that other little room is a little special room for special people where you're being viewed as if you are competent to stand up in the fucking courtroom, or you're going to talk shit, bullshit that the judge ain't going to want to hear. I'm telling you. A lot of our people don't read and they don't know about the legal process. And when they see somebody, because they're saying they're putting a claim in to get money, they're broke. What kind of condition are people in? They're broke, depressed, no job, in debt, on YouTube all fucking day and all fucking night. and they don't have money and they're struggling. Our people are in serious, naive, and vulnerable positions. I'm not saying all our people are struggling and suffering, but a lot of our people, are struggling. And they'll believe anything if they think they're going to get some money for a process. Even some fucking adults, old motherfuckers. And we are going to quickly go through this shit again, because I done been through this so many times on my channel. But at least, when you see people teaching this shit, and yet they never show you proof of any claim checks being granted to them by any court or anybody, they're fucking lying. That self-law shit is bullshit. I will spit in their face. It's fucking bullshit. Stop listening to these old ass clowns, man. Clowns. And anybody that promote it is a fucking king clown. I don't care who you are. The shit is whacked. They are the laugh of the court, the laugh of the judge in their little room. How the fuck are you going to self-law in somebody else's room in a courtroom? This shit is funny, man. Let's just get straight to it. This is in the Universal Hub. A federal judge in Boston yesterday dismissed an effort by one of the people involved in an armed standoff on Route 128 to move his case to federal court, declaring that his argument that he is a Moor, not subject to Massachusetts criminal law, in a bunk, or in legal terms, frivolous. Tarif Sheriff Bay, a Detroit, Michigan man, formerly known as Aaron Lamont Johnson, remains locked up at an Essex County jail in Middletown in lieu of $100,000 bail following his arrest along Route 128 in Wakefield after an armed standoff with state police. The 10 men and one teenager were charged with various violations of Massachusetts gun laws as they drove from Rhode Island to armed training in Maine. Bay and several of the other men involved have filed a number of actions in federal court over their state criminal charges, all basically saying that as citizens of the Free National Government of Morocco and the true Aboriginal inhabitants of North America to boot, they are not subject to state law, and that in any case, the Second Amendment gives them the right to form a militia and do whatever they want with all weapons, including those specifically banned in Massachusetts. Okay, let's get to the fucking funny part of this shit. I gotta take something down. Hang on, y'all. Give me a minute. Let's get to the funny shit. Let me go back. Now, here they are, Free National, are basically saying that they are citizens of the Free National Government of Morocco. Now, here's the fucking funny part. How are you going to apply the Second Amendment to yourself if you are under a free citizen Free National Government of Morocco. How are you going to apply the United States Constitution's Second Amendment? That's a whole different government to yourself. Get your fucking laugh on. Get your laugh on. They're applying the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution to themselves, but yet they're free national, they're citizens of another fucking government. Get your fucking laugh on. I'm telling you, these dudes are clowns. Because they all have filed their federal cases by themselves, the various judges involved have shown them considerable leeway in allowing them to make their claims, no matter how seemingly nonsensical they might be, such as they are not, in fact, citizens of the U.S. corporations, and that the state troopers and county prosecutors involved in their cases are guilty of both treason and genocide. Get your fucking laugh on. They also consistently claim the 14th Amendment has no holding on them because it's declared null and void in Congress on June 12, 1967, when in fact not so thing happened, but a white nationalist congressman from Louisiana gave a speech denouncing the 14th Amendment for leading to the Supreme Court's decision that morning to ban miscegenation laws. Yo, these motherfuckers are idiots. They smash the like button, please. These dudes are clowns. I'm not even going to read no more. But what I will do, wait. God damn. Let's do this again. Here, copy. You can read the rest of this bullshit. Oh. Here's this. I'm not even finished. But that I don't even read. The judge already told you. These motherfuckers is stupid. U.S. District Court Judge Nathaniel Groton, though ruled yesterday, he has had enough, ordered Bay's federal case dismissed, and sent the whole thing back to Middlesex County Court. Groton began by ruling that Bay had given him no reason to intervene in the ongoing criminal case in state court, especially giving past rulings that federal judges should steer clear of state cases where defendants have ample opportunity to make their case. It's a joke. You can read that. I'm not finished. Now let's go to the FBI. Movement records. Matter of fact, let's go to the little Sovereign Guide, which is hilarious as fuck. These same dudes. Okay, here we go. The self-law shit that they be talking about in court is a fucking lie. They're not going nowhere. They're not getting shit. They're laughed out the court. Here they go in the little special room for a claim, all right. Tell all of them, the bitches and the niggas, to show their checks, stubs that they received for filing claims. So here's from a quick guide to sovereign citizens, UNC School of Government. All right, note, here you go. Much of the information for this paper was provided by detectives Rob Finch and Corey Flowers of the Greensboro, North Carolina Police Department, Amy Funderburk of the North Carolina Administrative Office of the Courts, and David Andelofi of the North Carolina Attorney General's Office. Now, y'all listen. Listen to this shit. These motherfuckers are lying to you. Do not believe them. Now, all I'm saying is, you're adults. You can do what the hell you want. But just know that I told you so. This is where this information is coming from. These dudes are fucking clowns and they ain't getting nowhere. And if they do, they're teaching people that they're putting claims in. They're not getting no fucking claim money. They're lying. I'm telling you, this shit is fraudulent and it don't work. Of all my years in legal, all this shit has ever been was chaos, problems, and clowning shit. It's up to you to be the adult and see you ain't getting shit. You're broke, you're desperate, you need money. Listen, you're not getting nothing. Please understand this. I'm just telling you where this shit is coming from. All this stuff. Much of the information in this came from the detectives. It came from the police department. It came from the North Carolina Administrative Office of the Courts and the North Carolina's Attorney General's Office. They have this shit. They're aware of it. It's bullshit. These dudes are the biggest clowns. I can't stand them when they come. When I see them coming, I spit. Yep, I'm superstitious. Because they're clowns. Uneducated, foolish clowns. All of them. What is sovereign citizen? Sovereign citizen is a catch-call phrase referring to a variety of anti-government individuals and groups who share some common beliefs and behaviors. The organizations to which many sovereign citizens belong have a variety of names. Moorish Nation, the Aware Group, Washita Nation, the North Carolina American Republic, Republic of the United States of America. The same views may be embraced by free men on the land, Sons of Liberty, and Aryan Nation. Many sovereign citizens may not affiliate with any of these groups. In one way or another, though, all sovereign citizens, whether tied to an organization or not, adhere to a view that the existing American governmental structure, including the courts and law enforcement, is illegitimate, and that they, the sovereign citizens, retain an individual common law identity, exempting them from the authority of those fraudulent government institutions. You don't like me telling this shit and showing this shit, the truth from law enforcement officers, FBI? This ain't the motherfucking place for your stupid ass to be. I'm serious. I'm sick of y'all motherfuckers. I'm sick of y'all. Y'all stupid as fuck. You ain't getting nowhere. And the only people following y'all is motherfuckers that don't got no more sense than your ass. You're stupid as fuck. Do not call me. Do not text me. I don't want to be bothered with motherfuckers that roll like this. Ever. Understand this. Me or my tribe members. Sovereign citizens may issue their own driver's license and vehicle tags, create and file their own liens against government officials who cross them. This is the shit I'm talking about. This is the shit when they make their claims in court. And ain't none of them bitches and motherfuckers getting no checks. If they got a check, tell them to show the motherfucking stub. And I'm not sending nobody no more fucking cash apps either. Question judges about the validity of their oaths. Challenge the applicability of traffic laws to them. And in extreme cases, resort to violence to protect their imagined rights. Imagined rights. This shit is hilarious. Now here we go. They speak in odd, quasi-legal language. Okay? I self-law. I self-taught. When you hear that shit, know it's a very special person and keep it moving. Because they're the ones that go to the little courtroom instead of on the judge bench. They special. Again, they have imagined rights. They speak an odd, quasi-legal language and believe that by not capitalizing names and by writing in red and using certain catchphrases, they can avoid any liability in our judicial system. Get your fucking laugh off. These people got, these law enforcement or whatever, got these motherfuckers down pat to a T. Because you're going to know that this is that type of individual when they call themselves coming to help your ass out. You better fucking run. As you going to be on the little special list. They even think they can claim to vast sums of money held by the United States Treasury based on the premise that the government has secretly pledged them a security for the country's debts. Based on these beliefs and a twisted understanding of the Uniform Commercial Code, that's the motherfucking UCC, they try various schemes that they think discharge them from the responsibility of their motherfucking debts. Like I told you. I'm telling you, they got these motherfuckers down packed in the court. So when they come on YouTube and tell you, see, the judge ain't do nothing. Nothing. They had to let me go. Motherfucker. Because the judge don't want to deal with your dumb ass. Oh, y'all got to give me a minute because I got to take this call. Hang on. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me get back. I'm going to do a reshare. I might have to take another call too, y'all. So let me do a reshare. Make sure we're on the same page. All right. Again, I'm going to read that again. They even think they can lay claim to vast sums of money held by the United States Treasury based on the premise that the government has secretly pledged them a security for the country's debt. Based on these beliefs and a twisted understanding of the Uniform Commercial Code, that's the UCC, they try various schemes that they think discharge them from responsibility for their debts. And you know, I told you that people are coming to me for guidance because they went under this bullshit and they about to lose their homes and their lights is turned off and their gas because they're being led by these same motherfuckers filling out frivolous court papers stating claims. The shit will get you fucked up. So I'm telling you again that it's not up to the white man to teach our people. It's up to us. So I'm coming to you to share this with you so you will know to step away from this shit when it is brought to you by these motherfuckers. They are lying. The bitches and the niggas. They're lying. Just remember, I told you. Put your depression and being broke and vulnerable to the side. At their most harmless, sovereign citizens are cranks who talk what seems like gibberish to cops and magistrates and judges and then become law-abiding when they face real legal trouble. Told you, I self-law. I'm a God. I'm a Moor. You can't do that. You have no jurisdiction. All right, put your hands up. Put your motherfucking hands behind your back. 10 days in the county jail. But hold up. Now they're going to become law-abiding because now you're facing real legal trouble. At a different level, they may severely burden the courts and other government offices with the filing of hundreds and hundreds of pages of nonsensical documents. And at their very worst, they may resort to deadly force to defend their strange beliefs. Clowns. What they believe, although the myriad sovereign citizen groups and individuals not tied to a particular group. So these could be motherfuckers that ain't tied to them at all. They just going up teaching you how to fill out paperwork in a regular court, using their paperwork, but using the same rhetoric. Y'all better run from them motherfuckers. Because you're going to look real stupid. I don't give a fuck if the court stamp it in or not. All have their own idiosyncrasies in their beliefs. They tend to share some common ideas. The first is that there are two classes of citizens within the United States. Here we go. One class is sovereign or de jure citizens or original citizens of the states. The second class, first created by the 14th Amendment, is federal or U.S. citizens. Sovereign citizens enjoy all the rights of the Constitution. Shit is funny. But federal citizens do not. Federal citizens, the sovereign belief that bargained away their freedoms by accepting the benefits from the United States government. Much of what sovereigns do is intended to rescind or denounce that federal citizenship and reclaim their common law sovereign citizen status with all its rights. Any clowns pushing you to do this is some stupid motherfuckers. A lot of them is home on disability too. That helps explain why they refuse to get driver's licenses or register vehicles, reject Social Security, and avoid using zip codes, and may not pay taxes, because those are all forms of contract with the government and accepting the lesser class of federal citizenship. Reconstruction history is important to many sovereign citizens. Their view is that the governments established in southern states after the Civil War were imposed against the will of and without the consent of the citizens and are not lawful. These sovereigns distinguish between the original state, of which they are citizens, and the false and illegitimate state that occupies the same territory. And, as already mentioned, they view the 14th Amendment as the source of the new separate class of federal citizenship. A second significant tenet for the sovereign citizens, blending with the distinction between sovereign and federal citizens, is that when the federal government abandoned the gold standard in the 1930s, it substituted its citizens as collateral for the country's debts by pledging each citizen's future earnings to foreign investors. As with all other aspects of sovereign ideology, the details can vary considerably, but generally, the explanation for how this happens is that a secret United States Treasury account is set up for each citizen at birth. Some large sum of money placed in it or pledged to it, ranging from hundreds of thousands of dollars. 630,000 is a common number, to millions, depending on which sovereign group's version you hear. I told you, it's a lot of these motherfuckers out here. As a consequence, they say two separate identities are created. The corporate shell account, the one that pledged as security, is the straw man to which sovereign citizens refer, and in their view, is separate and distinct from their true flesh and blood identity. Get your fucking laugh on, y'all. In sovereign citizen voids inadvertent subjection to this false government and avoids being mistaken for a federal citizen by signing documents in a certain manner. For example, by identifying oneself as John Doe, executive trustee for the private contract trust known as Capital John Doe. Y'all see this? They're showing you this shit in YouTube. You better run from these dumb motherfuckers. Or by identifying oneself as executor for the straw man, or using a copyright symbol with the name, or saying John Doe, secured party, authorized representative, attorney in fact, in behalf of John Doe. Or enter person, colons, or hyphens, or other odd punctuation in the name, or using the prefix noble, or the suffix bay, or el bay with one's name, and so on. Y'all see this shit? This is the monkey shit. Keep believing these motherfuckers that done bowed to this shit. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They are fucking lying. To further avoid inadvertent submission to the false government, the sovereign citizen may use red ink, add thumbprints to documents, put the zip code in brackets, or say near as part of the address. There are innumerable varieties. There are innumerable varieties of this queer view of law, but all are intended by the sovereign citizen to make sure you know you are no longer dealing with the enslaved straw man or a federal citizen with limited rights. You now have the real common law flesh and blood sovereign citizen in front of you. This is a fucking joke. Motherfuckers like this, I dismissed from my tribe, yo. I'm serious. Shit is very fake and very annoying. And these motherfuckers be believing this shit is stupid as hell. I'm telling you, they're dumb dodos. Every goddamn thing you could think of. Their state government is giving you this information so that you know what you're dealing with if you step in a motherfucking courtroom. They already know this process. They know these motherfuckers when they come. And I'm telling you, they asses don't get shit. They ain't no Indians. They ain't no more no fucking Indian. I'm telling you. More, this is some belief shit, coat dumb shit. Sovereign citizens' views about the straw man and the treasury account also help explain their fascination with the Uniform Commercial Code. They tend to believe that by filing a UCC financing statement, they can establish their superior right to that treasury account. Having established such a right, they then can create bonds, which they tender to creditors as payment of their debts. I'm telling you, motherfuckers is losing their homes. As they read the UCC, if the creditor wrongly refuses to accept this tender, the sovereign debtor is discharged from any responsibility. I'm telling you, like you send the light bill back, and they tell them that to bill it to this treasury account and shit. The lights go off, then they apply to law. I'm telling you, there are various other UCC schemes as well that involve security agreements, hold harmless agreements, birth certificate bonds, and various UCC forms. Again, the beliefs and practices can vary considerably from group to group and person to person. But once you are familiar with the ideas above, you are more likely to realize you are dealing with a sovereign citizen. A sovereign citizen named Fred Jones may say, I am agent of Fred Jones, to inform you that he is not the corporate entity strawman Fred Jones with the capital letters, and thus is beyond the court's jurisdiction. Sovereign citizens may want to bring their own court reporters to court proceedings. There will be talk about common law, about admiralty law, and about oaths of office. The sovereign citizen may carry a copy of Black's Law Dictionary as a reference resource for their common law views. For those who identify themselves as Moorish nation or something similar, there also is belief that a 1787 treaty, fictitious, between the United States and Morocco grants them immunity from U.S. law. Some may claim to copy United Nations Indigenous Peoples Seat 215. Get your fucking laugh on. There is no such thing. Listen again. Some may claim to occupy United Nations Indigenous Peoples Seat 215. There is no such thing. And create their own birth certificates and passports, in addition to driver's license and vehicle registrations. Sovereign citizens tend to believe in squatters' rights and have been known to move into houses that have been foreclosed and abandoned. They will fix up the place and have utilities turned on, then will file documents they believe confirm their new ownership of the property. Damn, these motherfuckers been watching Snow White, or what is it? In Seven Doors. The point to remember is that whatever circuitous and illogical route they take to get there, there is no point in trying to find a consistency or rational pattern in the beliefs. Sovereign citizens reject the current federal, state, and local governments and consider themselves outside their authority. Ironically enough, at the same time, they file paper after paper with the very courts whose legitimacy they deny seeking to vindicate their common law rights. North Carolina appellate cases. North Carolina appellate cases. Here we go. There are few state appellate court decisions debunking sovereign citizens' arguments because sovereign citizens almost always represent themselves and either do not appeal the trial court decisions against them or are unable to perfect an appeal properly. Also, most of the arguments they make are so obviously frivolous that courts feel free to reject them without much explanation. So when you hear these fools in court saying, see, the judge had to let me go, they just get rejected without explanation. There are, though, at least 2 North Carolina Court of Appeal opinions discussing and rejecting a sovereign citizen's arguments about the trial court's lack of jurisdiction over them. The opinions, both involving the same defendant, are State versus Phillips and State versus Phillips 2. So we had 2 cases. The first opinion includes the more detailed discussion of the defendant's assertions about jurisdiction. For the most part, the second opinion refers back to the first opinion. The federal district court rejected the same defendant's attempts to sue the state judges and magistrate for their actions in connection with his state convictions. And they ain't getting no motherfucking remedy from the motherfucker. Tell them to show you the motherfucking check stub. I'm telling you, these people is clowns. And women that follow men that do this shit is some old low-class self-esteem chick. I'm telling you. that don't know no fucking better. Vulnerable, woman scorned. Fall for anything for a nigga. Sharing this dumb shit. Names of other organizations. Two of the most prevalent sovereign citizen groups in North Carolina are the Moorish Nation and the Washita Nation. Moorish Nation adherents may refer also to the Moorish Science Temple, Moorish Republic, United Nubian Nation of Moors, Mer Republic, or other variations. Moorish sovereigns tend to be black and younger. Many get started on this path in prison. Again, many get started on this path in prison. Facts. That's why I always say you're dealing with a bunch of former jailhouse niggas. The Washita Nation, a Moorish branch, is tied to a group in Poverty Point, Louisiana. White supremacist organizations such as the Aryan Nation may embrace sovereign citizen ideology as well. So, too may Freemen and related groups. Organizations such as the North Carolina American Republic in the Morrisville area, the Embassy of Heaven, Aware Group, and Carolina Liberty also sometimes are listed as sovereign citizens. But at least some of them say they are different. The North Carolina American Republic, for example, distinguishes itself as believing it is the real sovereign state of North Carolina, rejecting the notion of separate sovereign rights for individuals. Their particular fantasy is that the state government put in place by the Reconstruction Acts is invalid and that they have reestablished a legitimate government of the state. Accordingly, the North Carolina American Republic has named its own governor, legislator, etc. It's a different route than the one followed by sovereign citizen, but leads to the same self-serving conclusion that the established state institutions do not have jurisdiction over them. I'm telling you, y'all, this shit is very real. And you need to back away from these motherfuckers. They on some special juice. Fuck what you heard. Not all sovereign citizens affiliate with any particular organization. So you get a lot of them that are just individuals going around teaching this shit to their rhetoric way because they think they mastered it too. But that's what happens when you come from doing your bid. You get motherfucking legally educated and you become self-law. I am all this shit. That motherfucker need to be smacked and throw some motherfucking, look, do the superstitious shit when you see them motherfuckers come. When you see them coming, throw some damn salt over your shoulder and keep walking. Fuck what you heard, I'm telling you. Yep, I'm using old Southern superstitious shit. Throw some damn salt over your shoulder and keep walking. You see them motherfuckers coming? Hey, treat them like they a black cat. Spit when you see them. You know, when the broom hits your foot, spit on the motherfucking broom. Do something. Individuals may access sovereign theory and documents easily through the internet. And not surprisingly, there are any number of vendors of driver's license tags, pleadings, and other papers who are glad to sell their wares to anyone who sees in them a means to be free from traffic tickets, debts, taxes, and other government obligations. Identification. Sovereign citizen may drive vehicles, which they will call conveyances, with odd license tags and registration documents. The license tag might say Republic of North Carolina or something along those lines, or Kingdom of Heaven, or Washita Nation, or Washita Trustee, or a variation of those or other organizational names mentioned above. A common license tag and registration will say Mer Republic, and have a United Nations symbol with the words Indigenous National or something similar. This is why, okay, also look for words like private registrant. Sovereign citizens also tend to put gold stickers on documents and use multiple notary stamps. Now, myself, I identify as American Indian. I do believe in us as being the Aborigines, but not no fucking Moors. I believe it as it's said in the dictionary, as it states it in the dictionary. The Aborigines. That's it. Not being no more. None of this more shit. But on my records, I am American Indian. That's it. None of that, all this other bullshit. Sovereign citizens typically carry their own unique driver's license, just as with the vehicle tax. The driver's license may be issued in the name of the Washita Nation, North Kakalaki, American Republic, or whatever particular set person has chosen. Some group issues what appear to be passport from a foreign government. But on closer examination, the issuer is the Mer Republic or ISIS, Abenaki, Aboriginal Nations, or other make-believe government. Okay, here we go again, make-believe government. Because that's what the fuck it is. One common factor in much sovereign citizen identification, particularly for blacks, is inclusion of Bay or El Bay in the person's name, such as John Doe El Bay. Yo, look, you can't make this shit up. They're telling you this shit is fake. Then for the blacks, with this Bay and this El Bay and shit, yo, believe me, this is the same shit they're talking about no matter what fucking state you in. And you can, I'm telling you this is the truth to the core of my being. This shit is false. It don't work. I don't give a fuck who's telling you it work. It don't work. Shit is not real. I don't care what you do. You're an adult. You can do what the fuck you want to. It's your life. But I'm doing my part to protect my brothers and sisters in the community, in YouTube, and out of YouTube. I'm telling you, so you can't say that there's someone who actually worked in the government that knew this shit was fake but didn't tell us. I'm fucking doing a whole segment telling you now. This is the bullshit that I don't like and I don't affiliate myself with. This is why I say I'm not a fucking Moor. For these reasons. This shit is crazy. And I will never, ever walk in a district court or state court talking this bullshit. If I go in a district court and a state court, it's for a very valid reason. Not this bull dribby shit. In addition to this contrived identification, the sovereign citizen may carry a legitimate state driver's license. When stopped by an officer or otherwise asked by an official for identification, the person may produce the fictitious driver's license first. But then, oh, I got to take this call, y'all. Give me a minute. I will be right back. Promise. Don't leave. I got y'all. I'm coming, y'all. Okay, I ain't got time for these people's dumb bullshit. They taking too freaking long. Here we go, y'all. Sorry about that. They had me on hold too fucking long. Okay, let's get back to where we were. All right. So when you see the El Bay, just remember, I told you. These motherfuckers all believe in the same bullshit. And if they don't produce to you any claims that they've made and received a check or been pardoned for any debt, then these motherfuckers ain't real. They lying to your ass. They've been trying to build this fake ass government forever. And they can recruit. They recruit vulnerable people. Where's the best place to get them? In jail without a bail. And these dumb chicks that fall for this shit too. They dumbass teaching this shit too. Okay. In addition to this contrived identification, the sovereign citizen may carry a legitimate state. Oh, we already read that. When stopped by an officer or otherwise asked by an official for identification, the person may produce the fictitious driver's license first. But then, when backed into a corner, will put out a real license. That's what happens. When they show that shit and the cops ain't going for the bullshit, then they come out with their real driver's license. So if they got a real driver's license, you know these motherfuckers is with the bullshit. Some sovereign citizens have gotten regular state driver's license issued to them with their El Bay name. They also file a document with the Register of Deeds purporting to change their name to El Bay, believing that such a filing is all they need to do. This is what happens when you lack education and you're vulnerable to these smooth lion-ass snakes. Some sovereign citizens will dress in what looks like a law enforcement uniform and will carry a badge identifying themselves as county rangers. And this shit is funny. They buy some land and they walk around in these little uniforms and shit. Shit is funny as fuck, y'all. Buzzwords. Below are some usual words or phrases or manner of punctuation or writing that are commonly used by sovereign citizens, reflecting their beliefs. Some of the words are legitimate legal terms in the proper context, but are meaningless in the way they are used by sovereign citizens. For example, the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC, indeed exists and is important law for commercial transactions, but it has none of the purposes ascribed to it by sovereign citizens. These fucking Moorish-like motherfuckers, even if they don't claim to be Moor. When they're using this shit, they're telling you. It would take a long time to explain why sovereign citizens speak and write the way they do, or the meanings of these particular words. Just be aware that the recurrence of these ways of communicating is one indicator that the person is a sovereign citizen. Basically, when you're hearing these fucking words, they're telling you in this document, they're telling you They're giving you a hint when these motherfuckers run up on you. Chicks, bitches, and witches. Don't matter. Niggas, chicks, bitches, and witches. Straw man. De facto government. Conveyance rather than vehicle. References to UCC. IS Form 1099. Traveling in a commercial capacity. Aboriginal. Who is the victim? A C, right here, copyright, after a person's name. Employer identification number rather than the social security number. Reference to HJR-192. UN Indigenous Peoples C 215. Use of near with zip code. Special trust deposit. Dishonor in commerce. Thumbprints on documents. Common law. Man on the land. Indigenous. Non-resident alien. Traveling in a private capacity. Use of red ink. Sui juris. Redemption. Bay. Where is your oath of office? They say this shit. Brackets around a zip code. Domicile. Chargeback notice. Okay? This is how you get your light bill paid for free. Keep believing that shit. You're going to be make sure you buy some fucking candles from the dollar store. Debtor and transmitting utility. There it is. U.S. minor. Outlying islands. And admiralty. Accepted for value. Executor. Final solution. Free man. Now, some of these forms, these UCCs, 1099, EIN, some of these forms are very real. They are. So you could open your own businesses, but not for this more shit. Not they're using it fraudulently and frivolously. Now, if you're starting your own business, yes, these are familiar forms by the world. Anybody that opens a business or a corporation. But not for this more shit. Yo, check this shit at the door. I don't give a fuck who get mad. Damn, y'all, hold on. I gotta take this. Now they're calling me back. All right, here we go again. I'm so tired of these people. Now they can't call me back. Here we go, y'all. All right, those are all the names. Oh, there's more. Referring to the government. Did I unmute my mic? Yeah, I did. Well, referring to the government as a corporation. Affidavit of truth. Judicial District of 10s. 10-4 flag. UCC 1 statement. Silence and acquiescence. Requesting an official's bond. Fiduciary. Letters of marque. Sovereign living soul. UCC 1-207. State citizen. All right? I had a motherfucker talking about this shit in my tribe. Talking about state citizen. You listen. Do not fucking play with me. Once you that, I'm done with your ass. Get your ass up out of here. You will not harm my tribe members with your bullshit. That's where I step in. A notice of copyright as the person's name often labeled common law copyright notice. Registered warrant claim for trust deposit. Oh, wait a minute. Filings. Ironically, given their views on the illegitimacy of the government, sovereign citizens are prolific at filing papers with those same government offices. Clerks of courts and registers of deeds are the most frequent victims. Most of the papers sovereign citizens file seek relief from criminal charges or demand money. So when motherfuckers is demanding money, they're filing court papers to put in a claim so they can go in little special rooms and shit. And many are designed to harass or intimidate public officials. A sampling of the kinds of document clerks of court and register of deeds might expect from the sovereign citizen include, now I'm telling you, motherfuckers, if you're taking motherfuckers teaching you this bullshit, right? This is the shit they coming to you with, these motherfucking forms. These, or similar. But a notice of copyright as to the person's name, often labeled common law copyright notice. Registered warrant claim for trust special deposit. Filings responding to traffic tickets or other charges, labeling those documents as abandoned paperwork and demanding that the court official respond with authentication of authority. A certified copy of the official's oath, a certified copy of the official's bar bond, and so on. A response to a traffic ticket or other charge labeled as an affidavit of specific negative avertment, opportunity to cure, and counterclaim. Negative averment appears on various documents with the idea that it puts the burden on the official to respond. This is some funny shit, y'all. Notice of international commercial claim within the Admiralty ab initio administrative remedy. Notice of default in commercial liens and demands for payment. Yo, this is the shit they be doing, yo. They broke. Notice of default on commercial liens and demands for payment. Express specific reservation of rights. Certificate of non-response. An invoice for an outrageous sum of money in the millions or billions of dollars. Non-negotiable declaration in the form for trust, affidavit, and commerce. Notice of default for notice and demand for full disclosure. Affidavit of citizenship and domicile. Legal notice, right to travel. Notice of dishonor. Notice of silver surety bond. Asseveration. Non-statutory abatement. Notice of default. Default judgment and praise it. It is common for sovereign citizens to attempt to file their documents on legal-sized paper. Sovereign citizens also use a chargeback notice in response to bills. I'm telling you, you're getting a motherfucking exclusive. As sick as I am today, thanks to my little son getting me sick. The message intended by the notice is that the bill will be paid by the United States Treasury from the sovereign citizens' strawman account. Yo, y'all, you're getting a motherfucking exclusive. So don't say Sister Bethy ain't tell your dumb ass this shit. You should be knocking these niggas out when they walk up to you with this bullshit. Trying to put your life and court officials to say, in effect, that failure to deny or respond is deemed by the sovereign to be accepted as their position. Some of the most troublesome activities by sovereigners are their lawsuits and liens against public officials. Court can deal with frivolous lawsuits through Rule 11 sanctions, contempt, and gatekeeper orders. A false liens can be more difficult to address because the official often does not know until much later that it has been filed, and because filing officers generally are not charged with determining the legitimacy of a document before accepting it. To help address that problem, the legislator in 2012 enacted a new statute, GS 14-118.6, making it a Class 1 felony to knowingly present for filing a false lien or encumbrance against the property of a public officer or employee based on that person's performance of the official duties. So now your ass going to jail. The statute subsequently has been amended to include false claims against an official's spouse or child as well. The statute also establishes a procedure for the Register of Deeds to reject such a filing and allows the public official to sue for treble damages under the Unfair and Deceptive Trade Practices Law. And that's the end of that. So let's go to the FBI records. Oh, I'll put that guide in there. Let me put this in there for you in the chat. Copy. Put this in there. Sometimes if people's pushing you to do this shit, they agents trying to get your ass in trouble. I'm serious. I would never recommend nobody do no bullshit like this in court. But you got this here. All you have to do is Google this. See, are there more shit? All this shit. It's on the FBI records. All this shit is public information. Please go and look at it. Just Google it. You got your you have your cell phone, snap a picture and just Google the shit. Okay, so that's all I have today. I say this to you today because I want you to be very careful out there. You're adults. You can make your own decisions. I can't force you to believe me. I'm not going to do that. But I'm telling you that there's so many arrests and dismissals and rejections in all the inner city states with this bullshit. I'm telling you, it don't work. And if a nigga and a chick tell them to produce any claims that they were granted by the government or the judge of them getting any money. Tell them to show you where the light company credited their account and paid the bill and all that shit, because they do have these light energy saver protection programs for people with low income or who qualify. If you get food stamps, you get winter protection assistance on your light bill, whether it's oil or gas, heat, and then they'll come around and see, I got it. That's where that shit coming from. I'm telling you. This is very, very real. Motherfuckers that's telling this are liars and deceivers. And I, for one, Wyatt will never, ever be a part of this shit. Now, what people do on their own is their own motherfucking business. But everything I do when it comes to processing paperwork, it's legit. None of this bullshit, man. I don't play that. I've never been for the frivolous bullshit, and I'm still not going to be. This is why I stay in my own lane, because I know there are other people, and believe me, they always come to me with this bullshit. I know better than to attempt to do bullshit like this. I went to school to be, and to, I went to school. I have my degree in legal studies from University of Hartford. So I know the process and the position of the paralegal specialist. And I know better. That's ethics. I have ethics that I have to follow. And this shit, I will not recommend this to anybody. My paralegal ethics does not allow me to. Motherfuckers pushing this paperwork shit, charging people online, in Zoom, personal, one-on-one. These motherfuckers, if they could do all this shit, why don't they just go and be lawyers? Real ones. Why don't they fucking get jobs? Why step low and have all this knowledge and not be a real attorney? Why can't you turn and transition yourself around into being a decent person instead of harming your people that are vulnerable and naive and from the street and don't know no fucking better? You keep making our people look like fools and embarrassments in the court and on the street and on TikTok and Twitter. So I don't deal with this type of shit. And anybody pushing it is a harm to our community. And it's only a matter of time before these son of bitches get busted in their little schools lessons they give online. The FBI probably in them fucking classes. And I hope they arrest your ass because they're going to. You're teaching bullshit. And because our people are so vulnerable in our hoods, they believe, oh no, FBI came in here because they know we do it right. No, they don't. That's not why they're in there. They're fucking lying to you. So I will open my link for a few minutes. You know, I'm not going to be on here all day. Just want to go and rest my voice because I finally got some medicine, good medicine. And it's working too. All my sinuses are clearing up. I'll put that in there for a minute. If I'm not, I'll be right back. I'm taking a bathroom break.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day. And when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turn to morning dew. Then you the key to the lock, we in our own zone. Make yourself at home, get to know mine on the inside. Can meet at yours next time. And you feel fresh and lose control. You don't wanna go
Okay, so I'm saying this in advance. It seems that no one has any questions. Well, because some people that push this shit don't want to smoke with me when it comes to this shit because they know that they are guilty. Okay? They're fucking guilty. And I'm sorry. This is very bad business for our people. I do not recommend it. It's terrible. It's terrible. I, in my position, could never harm our people with this shit. I would never, ever recommend it. Anybody who does this to you has no respect for you, your future, or your family. And that's a fact. So, I'm saying this to you. Be careful out there. Be adults. Make the right choices. Don't be misled. Even these motherfuckers filing lawsuits using the exact district court paperwork that they're instructed to use. What they write on it. I self-law. I'm this. That's all bullshit. I'm telling you. If you are the Americans, the first Americans, the American Indians, you ain't got to do all that bullshit. You ain't got to do all that bullshit. If you were imposed with a false racial classification ID, all you do is correct that. If it was imposed on you wrongly, you correct it. And you deal with the government individually. That's it. All that other shit is just ridiculous and stupid. Then you wonder why you're on the government's FBI most wanted. Fuck out of here, man. These people I get away from. And I'm going to be practicing more. Like, my man tell me, and my daughter, and my tribe, stay on your own YouTube channel. Which is what lately I've been doing. But I do shout out in chat rooms because there's other content creators that I really enjoy. But going forward, I'm just going to stay on my channel because it is my fucking channel. And I do have subscribers. And I do have fun with my audience. I do. I don't promote that shit. I don't promote that process. But right now, I'm working with a lot of legal stuff as it pertains to my tribe. And it's confidential. And I've showed just the cover pages. But just so you can see, I truly am. I'm not ignoring you. I am very busy with my tribe. And, it's a lot of work. And I like to do things right. I don't want to be identified as no wild woman that's trying to challenge, government officials. Now, I want to challenge them, but the right way. Now, with this bullshit, I'm claiming 50,000 from you. You have erred. I self-law. All that bullshit. No. I want to correct things the right way, the legal way. I'm a citizen of the United States. I am indeed. And there is a process that I learned in legal studies with my degree. I know better ethically. If I'm going to challenge someone, I'm going to challenge them the way I'm supposed to. Amend. They have forms. And you use it the right way. You do it the right way. No judge is going to hear no bullshit. You do it the right way. And believe me, I purposely declared that I am not part of any of these crazy ass fucking groups running around here. All right, more stuff and process. No, that's not us. And please do not mistake us for them. Please. That's very clear in my lawsuit. We are humble people. We ain't no fucking wild, crazy people trying to put claims on officials. No. If you notice they're doing something wrong, you stand to correct it in a professional manner. That's the way I know. Don't like it? Deuces. Fuck away from me. So over on my own panel, I'll be. And I'm cool with that. I'll say hi in chat rooms, but that's it. Because I don't get down like that. I don't fuck around like that. So all I did was show you in the way that I know that you can get in some serious trouble and have problems on your fucking head by doing that to yourself and your family. I'm not promoting it. Anybody that does has no respect for you. Hi, Isness, Sisters Love, Copper Aborigines. Y'all smashed the like button. Yellow Hammer. Oh, God. Let's see who else is in here. Big Dog. Who else? Chiapas. I don't see nobody else. And anybody watching, True 99. Noble Big Bear. If you don't have a recognized tribal government, your ass going to hell. Well, I'm registered in Florida. And I'm proud because I do it the right way. David. Well, I'll be damned. I didn't know black cats were bad luck. That's superstitious for me. I'm superstitious. Yeah, to throw the salt over the shoulder. Okay. Who else we got here? And everybody watching, haters, lovers. I'm going to speak my truth. I don't want anybody to associate me with that bullshit. Rena, Eliz. They do it because they're trying to build their government. Some funny shit walking around in cop suits and shit. John A. Arnold from Different Strokes had a Blackmore goldfish. Wasn't his name Abraham? Okay. Niji. Who else? Y'all been lighting this chat up. Uh-oh, Key Norvo. Mike Scott. A1 Truth. Oh, they were certified Saggy. Chief Eagle, Enots. Juarez. Charlene Austin. Oh no. D. Allen Warren. Hey. So I guess I got everybody. And everybody watching. Doesn't seem that nobody wants to talk. I probably pissed some people off. It's this. Click the link and let me know what are your feelings towards that whole thing that I just read. I don't know how familiar you are. Knowledge Well Media. Salute to you. I would like to hear your feedback. You have great dialogue on that bullshit process. I mean, I went through a lot. I read 7 pages of what the FBI and government have collected on these people. They got them written down to a T. I would like to hear your feedback. So, I don't know if people do this because, uh, you know, Lovo experiment. Okay, that's a funny way spelled. It's a dead horse. Here it is. Oh, there she goes. That's you, Isness? Let me see you back there, because some people like to snapshot pictures. Oh wait, I could put up a overlay. Hang on, love. That way I know it's no one trying to harm me. I'll hear her voice and I'll know it's her.
Can you hear me? This is
Oh,
me.
there you. Oh, good. Okay, good. Yep. There you go. I can take the overlay down.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, I did, you know, and I'm very sorry. I wasn't notified that you were on, and I just saw that you were on, so I missed everything.
Oh, wow. Well,
Yes.
I went over the whole deceit, um, misleading, and frivolous paperwork that people try to get our people to fill out, making them think that they're sovereign and all this other stuff. And I gave the whole, I gave all the information that the state of North Carolina Attorney General, um, their police department, but it's like different agencies, state and federal agencies in North Carolina came together and put this together to equip and get people to understand this whole Morris shit and how they come individually or as groups of people. Because they teaching this to our people, making our people think that they're sovereign and they could put claims and liens on judges and go to court and file a claim. And when the judge will grant them, and like if they file a motion to answer, and the judge will have to order them and pay $2,000, it's just all this misinformation. And I'm teaching our people to just stay away from those people. And it's sad because it's people fucking older than me
Yeah.
that's teaching this, and it's harmful. And our people, really are very vulnerable, and they're young and they believe in this shit because of the people running it to them.
That's right. And like you, I have a degree in legal studies. And
Okay.
so I do know that there is a protocol. And so you have people without the knowledge of the justice protocol, right? And they're telling all these people, and people are hanging their hats on it, and you're seeing people die.
Yeah.
And you see that man die. He was in
Yeah.
someone else's house and
Yeah.
he died. So it's very serious. I'm going to make sure that I go back and I listen to everything that you said, but you're right. What's happening and how people are being misled is, and I know people are looking for answers. The thing is that people are looking for answers how to get out of the situation that we're in. And unfortunately, everybody's being misled.
Yeah. Yeah. And it hurts me because it's not something that I teach. Even when I teach people how to start their own family tribe, it's legit. It's a family business,
Yeah.
and it's not all this hocus pocus stuff. You got to work as a family, and you don't do this stuff, man. It just hurts my heart. It really does, because it's
And
not what I represent.
And it's really good to make that distinction because, I don't even know about the tribe. You heard me ask you maybe like a week ago about that. But so I don't know anything about that either. But, it's really good for you to sit up here and make a distinction and say that when I'm talking about tribes, that is not the sovereign citizen gimmick, right?
Yes.
It's different.
It's a regular nonprofit.
Yeah.
That's it. Until you can build yourself up, you want to do it the right way. That's the way I do it. I don't like trouble with governments and IRS and all this bullshit. I don't like leading our people to a burning hole. But there's just people that's fucking ignorant. Pull out, get away. No. Give it a damn chance. Try and do something decent in your life for a change. Do things the right way. And believe me, there's attorneys that have been disbarred, and there's some that are not disbarred. There's paralegals that teach that shit too, and they're unethical.
Wow. Well, we saw a big one that just went down, and he was I think he was one of those sovereign citizens.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. They're doing this shit, and it's terrible, man. Terrible. And you don't know what you're talking. No, I know. If I'm a legal worker, I know it's wrong. Don't come telling me, oh, you didn't speak it right. You got to say it this way in court. You got to say it that way. No, it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's not that. It's not like that.
It's not. It really upsets me. No, I don't want to talk to Asir the Duke. The more. No, thank you. Hi, Mr. Allen. I'm sorry, were you going to say something?
No, just a few years ago, I did see where they were making these people, like you said, on the FBI list as a terrorist group. And I couldn't understand why. And so I'm like, well, what's wrong with the government? Why but I didn't know how deep this sovereign citizen thing went.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what it's connected to. Yeah.
It's very bad. Very bad. Very bad. I don't recommend it. We can't hear you, see, Alan, if you're talking. Your mic is probably not connected. Your audio, I'm not sure. Don't get no accident on the highway.
Yeah.
But yeah, Essence, I just do not get involved in this kind of stuff. And women in their damn 60s, men in their 60s and 50s and 40s and 30s, they're teaching this shit to our people. It just makes them look worse than what they already do.
Man.
So this is why I don't go to different meetings and behind the scene meetings. I don't want to be involved in nobody's crooked shit. It's never been me. It's not what I stand for. It's not what I do. I'm not an agent. I'm literally, because they're not used to seeing decent people that have some sort of education in our community actually come and help them in the right way, so that by the time they've dealt with so many crooked people, they don't see a real person really coming to try to help them in the best way they know how. They don't know how to accept goodness. So they're accustomed to crooked ways of life. So that's why so many of our people connect with bad behaviors.
Well, it seems like starting a tribe is a healthy alternative. But that is going to exclude half of the people who feel like they're from somewhere else. So once people realize that the real gimmick that's been pulled on them, right? Maybe they'll come back to your solution of just start your tribe and let's start from there. Yeah. So I just think that once more people realize, well, maybe there is a different way without breaking the law, people come out better.
Right. And that's why I chose the route, because it's safe. So what? It's a damn nonprofit. What you want to do, you don't want to start something because you know how crazy families and friends can get. You want to make it healthy and strong first. You got to assign duties and be responsible. There might be someone in the family or in the tribe that loves doing campaigns and raising money, fundraisers, all kinds of different things. You got to see where they're strong at. That's called building. Nobody's going to make donations to you when they see this sober crap. Professional people, when they see your cause and your mission and things of that nature, they're not going to donate and help you. So I'm used to doing things the right way. I'm not used to this street shit, jailhouse lawyer stuff. I don't subscribe to that. I don't. Hi, are you connected now, Alan?
I am. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can.
Awesome. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me on. We did a debate last night with some individuals that subscribe to the ideology of the sovereign. And it was a pretty intense debate. And so someone, I guess, had referred me to your channel now, said that you were live and that we'd probably have a great conversation. So I said, oh, let me hop on over and check you out. So I really appreciate your platform, your message, as someone that came from and that was heavily indoctrinated into the sovereign citizen movement. And now I'm glad to say I'm recovering.
Oh, I'm so glad that you found your way out.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you, if you don't mind, what really hit you to see that you were involved in something that wasn't straightforward?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and please feel free to ask me any questions that you feel necessary. If I could just kind of qualify where my background, where I came from, it started off with what I would characterize as being disenfranchised, the race issue, and then going down the rabbit hole. Someone had introduced me to this Hebrew Israelite type of ideology. I did some research into it. I started to follow it a little bit, and next thing I know, it rabbit trailed onto accounts that are available to you, Treasury Direct accounts, because it's owed to you after so many years and 400 years of being in slavery, and them trying to cover up your genealogy and who you really are. And so, I would say that it was basically founded in a very emotional argument. And so, fast forwarding to recently, all of the disinformation, including the Treasury Direct accounts, trying things that I end up getting bit by, officers, such as putting my own plates on my automobile, using trusts in what I would classify as a fraudulent way to evade tax liabilities and what have you. And it didn't take me a terrible amount of time to see that the pathway was not returning me anything that I would call healthful. And so I've been in court. I've argued. I've got footage of me arguing with judges, telling them they don't have jurisdiction over me. With police officers getting pulled over on the side of the road. Thank God I've never been beat up or tased, so I haven't experienced that part of it. But I believe it, just like any zealot or person in a religious cult. You just believe it, and you don't think you're doing anything wrong. And I was wholeheartedly thinking I was doing the right thing. Because again, it was founded on that sentiment of slavery and what is owed to me and what have you. And so, being that I come from that now, I have a very special interest in this, because I can see the injury. I can see youth coming up with this type of ideology and the negative effect it's going to have on their record, As you were just saying, business, trying to get loans, banking, because now you've gone from bank to bank, trying to use a fraudulent form of trust in order to get over, as it were. This has rollout to it. And so today, I'm happy to say that my journey has not ended. I'm still an avid researcher and now I'm an educator myself. And I'm properly educating people how the law works, why the law is what it is, how, yes, there was a race issue and there is somewhat still a race issue, but there are remedies available to us now today that you don't have to. It's not rage against the machine. It's not tear the system down. The system I teach now has been around for over 200 plus years. It works. You just have to know how to use it and use it within the lawful remedy that you have. And so that's what I teach today.
So when you say that, do you mean like you walk into court, I self-law all that? Because that is just bad. It's very bad. It does not work in court.
That's correct.
It does not. And I'm used to and accustomed to a process from the beginning to the end in the court. I'm used to discovery and things of that nature in
Correct.
cases. You do your motions, you do your discovery, you get your jury trial. I'm used to the normal way. I
Correct.
don't like all this other stuff. I'm reading it. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, these people is bad. And it's embarrassing for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, at where I'm at in my head, I'm like, okay, Bethy, just pull back and do your own segments. Stay in your own lane. People are going to do what they want to do. They have backgrounds, and they're afraid, they think it's the end of the world for them. And it's not the case. And they don't understand because nobody's really helping people with criminal backgrounds.
Correct.
And that's a big problem. But
how did the gentleman, how did you get out of it? Like, what made you realize that something was wrong with the sovereign citizen ideology?
Well, it was
okay.
It was obviously negative experiences. You know what was really interesting when I was making affirmatives and declarations under the ideology, I would notice that how the judge would look at me. Okay, and I would say in my mind, I'm thinking, why doesn't he just understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm a human being, and we should have human rights. And, we shouldn't be looked at as corporations. We shouldn't be looked at, and this is what I'm thinking in my mind. I'm like, because remember in my heart, I feel like I'm doing the right thing. So, but the judge would look, these judges would look at me and I can tell they're like, if this guy only used his prowess, his knowledge on this side, he would be something, a force to be reckoned with. Some of them would be like, man, why don't you just go to law school? Like, you're very intellectual, very articulate. Use this for good. And so I would notice that, even looking in my mind's eye today, remembering some of the faces of these judges, and they're like, my goodness, young man, like you're just on the wrong side. And so to answer your question, that was part of it. Okay. Because the system, these judges, these attorneys, district attorneys, all of them can't be wrong. All of them can't be trying to be fraudulent and tyrannical. So what's the real problem? And when you're objective, you'll start to look inward when when it seems like there's no traction, when it seems like something's always wrong. Sooner or later, you should start to look within, and that's what I started to do: is look within and say, well, all of them can't be lying, trying to cover up, be tyrannical. So let me do an inward look at this situation. And when I started to look within and actually start to educate properly using law books, using case law, precedents, and all that, that's when my truth came. It was no longer indoctrination by watching 10 different gurus, so-called gurus on YouTube. You see? Now I was objectively with an open mind and a healthy, again, objective hunger for true knowledge in accordance with the law, as founded by the founding fathers. That's a bit of a redundancy, but I think you understand what I'm saying. And not look to scorch the system or burn the system down. When you look objectively, you will come to the truth that about this system, about the founders, about why they did things the way that they did. And that's what changed everything for me, because I started to understand what they were thinking and where we truly live at and what this is really about. And that was all I needed. That was freedom for me.
I can imagine. Myself, I never started to, and I'm glad I never, I have a conscious mind, so I'm very alert, and I know and smell bullshit when I see it. The way I go about a fight, I do it the way that I know it's not going to harm me. Like, for instance, the HR 40 was put on the table by the Senate, and now this January, it was put on the table by the, it was put on the table quite a few years ago by the House. And then this January, it was put on the table of the Senate. No action has moved. But what I did was say, hey, this is wrong. You're making a big mistake here. These Africans, no. These people are not Africans. This happened to my ancestors. My ancestors are not Africans. So I want to make a correction, but I'm not going into court and file paper. Oh, I'm going to charge you. You're going to pay me $10,000. I'm putting a claim and all this other crazy ass shit. I want to fight you just like lawyers do. And that's not being in control, because they don't control my fight. I'm writing down on the paper what my fight is, not the lawyer. It's coming out my mind, my heart, my research, my information, my precedents, but all the paperwork you have on my family, our people, not all this other bullshit. I self this and I self, no, I'm not going in there like that. I'm going in there the way I know how. And that's the end. That's it. It is what it is. So other people got other ways of doing shit. A lot of our people are very and overly arrogant and terribly uneducated. So I just, excuse my language, I don't fuck with them, because I see where their head is and their educational level is. So I don't fuck with them. I'm like, nah, you gotta go. You're irritating me to the point where I have to block people out my head, because they then become a distraction. Look, I'm not using the information that you're putting forth. You got so much information and you've held on to this information for so many years. Why the hell are you not in court fighting it? I don't want your paper or your information, nor do I want to use it as a precedent decision. You go use it. Stay away from me. I don't see things like you do. And if you're so great and you know this and you know so much, why isn't anything that you're speaking about moving? Why is it an embarrassment at the end of the day? Even if my shit gets, moved out for a technicality, I'm just going to go back. It doesn't mean you lose.
You're right.
You got to fight.
And I know it's a tad bit controversial, but that thing has been sitting there collecting dust. So what you're doing is you're lighting a fire to it, right? And so everyone may not understand, but you're bringing it to the table because it's just been sitting there. Like something has to happen. Like there's and as we know, it's a study. I mean, the bill for reparations has not been proposed.
Correct. It's a study. I mean, they did assign the people, and they do have the Judicial Committee, all the members. They did lay out what they're going to be looking at and what information they're going to be gathering. But mine says, hold up, wait a minute, you're leaving this out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, you're leaving this out. You need to study this because that's a lie. This is what you have the truth on us. Here's the truth you have on us. That's what I'm saying. So either you're going to respect it or let's fight in court together and say, okay, you bring your information, I'll bring mine. That's what it's going to be. That's the way I'm going about it. I'm not sending no threats, and I'm not going to be sending Senator Booker a fucking letter saying, oh, I'm putting a claim, $5 million. I'm not doing that bullshit. Get out of here. Hopefully he sees it. I'm hoping that the committee say, well, you know what? This is something to consider because, I'm Indian. My family's been through the same thing. And my ancestors were labeled as colored. So I do know that Indians are Negroes here. So you never know where their heads are. So we just have to see. I'm not saying that entire committee is going to say, oh, this lady's crazy. You never know. It might be somebody with more white features that you know what, she's fucking right. My third great grandmother was what they call a nigger, and I don't like that. You don't know who the fuck is on that committee.
Yeah.
So I'm not, and I'm not directing this at you, Isness and Alan. I'm speaking out of my head. I'm using bad choice words. I get it, but you just don't know who's on that committee. It could be the very one that has more European features that say she's right. And if y'all don't pay attention to this, I'm not signing it and agreeing to it. You don't know who's going to do that. Or that somebody might do that. Somebody in the House might do it, and the Senate. You just don't know. So you have to just wait and see and be professional. You got to stand up there being like no idiot with no fez on your head, talking all this dumb shit. I'm sorry. That's not my thing, and that's not how the way I work. That at some point, there's a professional line to draw. I'm not into the idiocy. So
Agreed.
So that's just the way I see it. That's the way I move. Some people, you could talk it into, it's that old saying, people come out together, but you can't take the ghetto out of people. So at that point, when I'm doing my professional work, that's why I draw the line and say, okay, you do your thing, and I'm doing mine. That's not how I represent. I'm sorry. Call me an agent, but this is how I fight. I fight to save my life. I fight to stay alive. Our ancestors had to raise their children to stay alive. So a lot of reason why a lot of our history and things that were not passed down to us was because they had to raise their children on how to stay alive. So you have to take that into consideration as to why certain things weren't told to you and kept from you, because they had to raise their sons. Had our grannies raised our sons like the way these little stupid Moors be acting when the cops pulled them over, they'd be dead. Back
Yeah.
then. If they act like what the Moors act like today, back then they'd be dead.
Facts.
So that's why you don't see a history of that behavior, because that behavior wasn't taught until 1900s when Noble Drew Ali came out. But prior to that, year 1921, before Noble Drew Ali's ass came out, our grannies was teaching their sons how to stay alive around this white boy and these foreigners. That's how they had to raise them. So I don't blame our ancestors for everything. I put myself in their shoes in that time. And I tell you, it's horrible. I'm glad I wasn't alive.
Amen.
But we got to fix it. It's a problem that needs to be corrected.
You know what?
Sister Betty. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, sweetheart. Go ahead, honey.
Oh no, I'll let him. He'll talk. I'll wait.
I was just going to quickly ask, have you actually, so you're going to the committee, did you actually employ any remedies such as the declaratory judgment?
There is a remedy in there that I'm asking for.
Okay. Are you familiar with the declaratory judgment?
I am.
Okay.
I just don't really like to talk any more further about the case.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I've
Gotcha.
been working on it, and I'm just going to do what do what I know how to do. You know what I mean?
Okay. I do.
You know, but I can tell you, none of it is this Moore way. I can
Right.
tell you that. No
Yes.
way. That's not me. No way. Go ahead, isn't it, sweetheart?
What I was gonna say is that now that I'm just listening more of you talk about this, and it does seem like the right way to go, because this is a study, right? And so you're saying this is who we are. And so when you guys are going through the details of our history, you guys need to be including basically, like you said before, the real slave, the real American slave. And so, or the people who suffered from what the United States has done. And so, I think this is really actually, that's really insightful for you to attach to this HR 40. That was really great. That's good.
Thank you. Like I said, other people have other ways. I'm not into you rebel niggas, excuse my language. I'm not into you rebel Negroes about, we're still going with the devil system and all this other stuff. I'm not, understand this, okay? I am not with you. I am not walking with you. I am not seeing things in your light. I am not part of you. The way you do it, you do it. May the great force or whatever you worship be with you. But what I'm saying is, the reason why I'm doing it this way, because I'm not part of your way. That's why I'm doing it this way. I don't want to learn your way. I don't find it interesting. I find it shameful. So that's not why I'm not with you. And that's why I'm staying my butt over on my channel, because I have enough subscribers. And people that want to be realistic will be over here. So I'm separating myself from that. I frequent channels, chat rooms. I'll stay in the chat room. I'm not jumping up on nobody else's panel unless I'm running it, which is on my channel. I'm not with that. I'm just not. I don't ever want to be a part of them. I don't. And I hope they hear me clearly this time around. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't care how you see it. I don't care how you see this government. I'm doing things where I feel safe and comfortable. That's it.
Wow.
I don't see the IRS or the federal feds running up, surrounding my property. Who wants to live like that? Who wants to be on the FBI list, the most dangerous? I don't want that type of reputation. That's horrible. So I would never be a great part of you. I won't. I'm sorry.
And I like how you said you rather work within the system than from outside, because, like you said, I don't want to be part of an FBI list. That's really good.
Yeah, I don't. I don't. That's not my. Those are not my intentions. And if if all of the people in our tribe are seeing it the same way, then why would I step out and deceive them? Because they're not looking to be a part of that crap either. They're turning their noses up just like I do. So we're all on the same page. And God forbid if they're not, oh well, fucking leave wire, because we're not going that route. We're not. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Not me. I work too hard and study too hard in my life, and you know, educating myself, and I didn't purposely educate myself in my life to fail myself, be part of some government FBI watch list. No, that's not me. I'm not doing it. So that's where I'm very strong at. I'm not easily convinced. So if you don't want to be a part of that, I'm just staying away from it, because some people like to entertain it and I don't. I don't. I'm into normal things where I'm not stressed out. Hey, you guys, let's do a fundraiser in the community. Let's get the community to understand what we're trying to build or what we're trying to do, what our goal is, what our mission is. And people will believe in you. But you come out deceiving them with this shit, nobody's going to second even going to consider you. So I'm sorry, maybe I am from a different world. Just because you're from the hood don't mean you got to act like it.
Well, the other way doesn't work. Just as the gentleman just said, it doesn't work. So how long? Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, you're right. Ali Muhammad came on and said, we created it. We know it don't work. That's enough for me.
Yeah, right. Wow.
And he proved it, that they were the ones to create the whole process. And he said, we erred in what we were teaching. We found that it was wrong. It takes a real man to say that, or a real leader. And I respect it. So if the creator of it is rejecting it, what the hell made you think I'm not going to direct it? I'm not even going to look at it. But that's when you have a hood mindset, a street mindset. You're like, boom, bump that. It's going to work. I'm going to make it work because I got some real crafty ways to do it. That's the attitude of the arrogance and the level of our people. So those kind of people I can't affiliate myself with, and I'm not going to. I'm too old for this shit. I'm not a senior citizen yet, but shit, when I get there, I don't want to be sitting up on YouTube like no big old fucking old dummy. Because you look stupid. I don't want no. Damn. Mm-mm. But anyway, you are always welcome here. I hope you would come back one day and share some of your arguments, because I've been on, and I really want to relax my voice. They gave me some medicine to put up my nose, to go down my throat, to get rid of my hoarseness. They just gave it to me today because I was refusing it for like a week. And I've been sick all week with this. And it's my vacation and my birthday. I'm in the bed.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Tuesday. And I'm like, oh my God. So luckily I was able to go online in my job and say, hey, you guys, this is not a vacation. This is a whole sick week. So I sent them the paperwork, and, they changed it to sick time. I have tons of hours of sick time, and gave me back my whole week's vacation. So perhaps I'll take a vacation sometime early February, go down south to see my mom. But I got too much work to do. Back to work Monday, and I'm gonna get myself better. Maybe, see, Alan, can you put your email in the back chat and contact information really quick, and I'll put mine's back there.
Okay. I'll make sure I do that. Yeah, you're welcome to come on over anytime. I'm at Knowledge Well Media. That's my
Oh, wait
YouTube
a minute.
channel. Okay.
Let me write that down.
All right.
Hang on, let me get a pen, you guys. Okay, your channel's called Knowledge Well Media.
Correct. Knowledge Well is one word. It's the well of knowledge. And then, so Knowledge Well Media. Yep, on YouTube.
Is there like an email?
Yep. So it's same thing, Knowledge Well 4. It's the number 4, the letter U at gmail.com. So Knowledge Well 4, the number 4, the letter U at gmail.com.
Okay. Now I'm putting my stuff in the back.
Very good.
I'll put my email.
All right. Well, please take care of yourself. Don't
Same
work
to
too
you.
hard.
Okay.
And you have a
Yes.
wonderful night. And I'll be waiting to hear your review on that series.
Okay, yeah, I also put that link in the back to where I got the information from North Carolina's Attorney General, and they all got together and put this information together about how they come at you and a lot of the verbiage they use. So
Okay. All right. I'll check it out.
check that out. That's what I went over. So I guess they were pretty much right.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you guys have a wonderful evening. And
Thank you.
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'll be there to visit you.
All right. We'll look forward to
Okay.
it. See you soon. Peace.
See ya.
Peace.
Bye-bye. Okay. It's this. I'm coming, you guys. I'm just making sure I get this info. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm going to get out of here. It's been great having everyone in here. Hey, Choctaw, how you doing? It's really been great. I know I was a bit emotional. It's just that kind of stuff angers me. And, I have had some real fallouts with people who believe in that kind of stuff to their soul. And I rather lose their friendship than go to war with them, because I'm not going to. So sometimes you have to let people go and remove yourself from them. So I don't feel bad about it. I really don't feel bad about it at all. It's just not me, and I'm not going to let anyone drill that type of information in me. I won't allow it. I'm smarter than that, and I know better ethically. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I say that, and I mean it. I really mean it. I want no parts of that community or of their, frivolous paperwork. It's terrible. It's very terrible. And I would never recommend any of that to anybody. It's bad. It's very bad. And it's sad. But shit like that catch up to people. They get their wake-up calls. They do. And they will. They will. They'll dig their own pits. And I'd rather let them fall in it. I don't want to join them. But with that being said, salute to everybody that's been in here. Smash the like button. And I'll see you when I get a little better. I won't be so hoarse. I'm going to end this segment and get myself something to eat now that I could taste something.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far away I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays, I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days, I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.